Hey, I'm Mika, and today I want to talk about specifically how I reupholstered these 4 chairs and how I took them from this to this. I found this table and chairs for $250 at an estate sale. It was in somebody's basement and they were in rough shape. So today I want to walk you through my process, what I did, how I reupholstered everything. It's difficult. I'm going to say it right now. It was really difficult, but I want to walk you through what I learned, how I did the process, and like my mistakes. So hopefully you don't make the same mistakes as I did. So let's get into this. This table and chairs needed a lot of work. The fabric was the worst part of it all. They had stains all over. They were emitting like an orange powder every time you touched it. And as somebody who really likes design and furniture, I wanted to do a little bit of research to kind of find more out about this table and chairs. I think the chairs were inspired by Eric Book's Model 49 chairs. Book is a famous Danish designer, and he first launched this chair in 1949. It is recognized for its curved floating seat and classic Scandinavian design, and overall his designs were always famous for their ergonomic qualities with an integration of both beauty and comfort. However, in this current state, these chairs are not comfortable, so let's fix that. Now let's get into this reupholstering thing. So the first step of this is taking off the original fabric. I actually didn't mind the original coloring, but again, it had to go. Removing the staples was the most time-consuming part, and I actually ended up buying this staple remover tool, which was a lifesaver, but even with this, it took me hours. Before I had the staple remover, it was just insanely difficult, so please just get one of these babies. I also needed to use pliers to take out the staples. So this yellow foam is the culprit for the random yellow dust. The original chair padding was so old it was disintegrating. I cleaned off each of the wood pieces and all the foam. Then I used this wood as a template to cut out the foam. For the bottom of the chairs, basically the seats, I used 1-inch foam. To give myself enough margin for error, I did trace about a 1-inch seam allowance to fold over the foam. And then for the chair backings, I used 1/2 inch thick foam to avoid too much bulkiness, and I did trace the chair backing to make an approximate foam template. I placed the wood piece and wrapped it with this new foam, and once I made sure it fit, I used this original cutting as a template for the other 3 chairs. Next, I attached the foam. So at first I thought just spraying the wood and applying the foam on top was enough, but it wasn't sticking. So then I decided to start spraying the foam directly. That was the method, so keep that in mind. Spray the foam directly. It will stick much better. Once all of it was glued on and secured, I trimmed any of the excess foam off of all the cushions. After all the foam pieces were trimmed, I finally worked up the courage to cut the fabric. I got all this upholstery fabric from Joann's going out of business sale, so I did not have any extra fabric. I had 0 margin of error. Because of this, I procrastinated a very long time to cut the fabric. I was just too scared to do so. But as a reminder, make sure you're measuring twice and cutting once. So a little bit about the tools I used for the actual reupholstery. I used a compressor with a staple gun. This was really the only way I could have the strength and stamina to actually staple all the chairs. I have never done this project before. I am a novice. I just kind of started pulling and stapling where I could. I did this to all 4 chairs, and then I realized how sloppy everything looked, and then I decided I needed to redo everything. It was really important for me to redo everything because I did learn a lot. I did a lot of research the second time around, and I made sure to not make the same mistakes I did the first time. So this is a piece of advice. Don't be afraid to redo your work. I was super annoyed that I had to take out all these staples, but I knew I could do a better job, and I wasn't accepting this original like amateur look. It just wasn't good enough. After taking out all the staples, I realized I should have trimmed more of the foam since the overhang was just too long and it was just getting in the way. It is important to balance that fear of overcutting with a fear of undercutting, so find yourself somewhere in the middle. This is especially true on the corners of the chairs. I needed to cut off all that excess because it was so bulky. All the extra foam basically was preventing me from doing a better job. The 2 most important things I learned about upholstering was making sure you have very even tension, and that's what gets you that really smooth line that you see in really good upholstery. It's also really important to have your staples even, not just from an aesthetic perspective, but because the staples will evenly distribute the tension, which is what we need. Next, I added a dust cover to the bottom of the chairs to hide the unfinished edges and prevent any fraying. You don't have to do this step, and originally I didn't want to because the bottoms of the chairs are stamped with Made in Denmark, and I liked that and I wanted to kind of show that off. But I decided since I already spent months to get to this point, I may as well finish strong and kind of do that extra step. I had some issues with the tension of the fabric, and this definitely didn't turn out perfect, but I decided this was like good enough because honestly nobody will see this. It is the bottom of the chairs. Next, I moved on to the seat backing. This was very difficult. I wish I found chairs with regular wood backings, but no, I found these. The originals were all stapled on the bottom, and there was such a little surface area to actually staple everything in place. No margin for error here. So the way that these backings work is you have to staple one side of the fabric, pull it tight across the whole backing, and then fold the excess fabric in, and then staple that down. It's a little bit complicated and takes a lot of precision that maybe isn't like the best thing to do as your first project. I spent a long time evenly pulling and making sure I was intentional before I made the staples, which is actually a really good decision because I didn't end up having to redo it so many times. With each time I did this, I actually did get better. So by the fourth chair, I felt a lot more confident and I was much quicker than the first one. However, it was still a high stress situation. After I finished all of the upholstering, I finished everything off with a fabric protecting spray because these are white adjacent chairs, and I know people in my life, including myself, will somehow manage to spill soy sauce on these guys, and that's not happening. I put all the chairs back together, and this is the final product. Okay, so this is done. I am done. The reupholstery of this was the hardest part. I knew that from the beginning, and that's why I procrastinated so long, but I'm really glad with how they turned out. I learned a lot along the way. Here's a couple things I learned from a reupholstering perspective is make sure tension is always the same when you're doing it. Measure twice, cut once. Cutting any excess fabric and foam was really important. Don't be afraid of redoing your work. Taking out the staples was just a huge time suck, and it became very, very annoying. But overall, would I do reupholstering again? Yes. I think I kind of have a bug. I see something now and I'm like, ooh, I could do that because I did this once, so I feel all confident now. I will never reupholster these chairs ever again. That's it. The backing of these chairs are very difficult. I wish they were just solid wood like other mid-century modern chairs. I, for some reason, found the most difficult kind. But the bottom of the chair's actual seat part was very manageable, and I feel like I could do this again and again. I don't know, maybe there's a future project, but I'm definitely not going to do it anytime soon. So I hope you liked this project. I hope you learned from my reupholstering, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya. Bye.